In my last video, I finished talking about the different views on who the Nephilims could be, that is, in regards to Seth, or some human ruler, kingdom ruler, that is. Yet none of these made sense, because the views of Seth and the views of an earthly kingship line doesn't answer how the Nephilims or the giants came to be. So I will follow a proper exegesis of the scripture and read it as it seems to be the result of an unholy mixture whereby angelic beings cohabitated with human females. In my last video, I also failed to point out that our modern world would call the Nephilims hybrids, because they come from two different origins, part angelic and part human. Today we will begin to further unravel how this possibly fits in with 3-eye Atlas. Jesus once said, "When the Son of Man comes, it will be just like the days of Noah." That statement is loaded with meaning. It speaks to a time marked by widespread corruption, moral decay, spiritual deception, violence, and a world going on with life as usual. Eating, drinking, marrying, completely unaware of the impending judgment that was approaching them, just like we are today. If you've been viewing my videos, you might be wondering, why did you first start by explaining the sons of gods and the Nephilims to tie to 3-eye Atlas? It's because although they were eating and drinking and marrying, there was a much more sinister plan of the devil at work, and it's one of the reasons the judgment of God came in a flood. At some point, Lucifer understood Genesis 3:15, which is the fact that God would cause hostilities between the serpent and the woman, and between his offspring and the woman's offspring. Satan would bruise her seed's heel, but her seed would crush his head. His goal was to stop this prophecy from ever being fulfilled. Satan's strategy in Genesis 6 was an attempt to pollute or disrupt humanity so that the promised Redeemer could not come through a fully human line. Mixing angelic beings with humans would represent a direct attack against God's redemptive plan. This explains why Genesis 6 emphasized that all flesh had corrupted itself, and why the flood was so total. But what does this all have to do with 3-eye Atlas? In my next video, I'm going to further explain that.